In this tutorial, we're going to talk about section 8.4, the sine and cosine ratios. So let's remember our original right triangle that helps us with our opposite, hypotenuse, and adjacent sides. So here's our picture. We have our angle measure, x. The side directly opposite of that is called our opposite side. Our hypotenuse is the side that is opposite the right angle, and of course the side that's left over is our adjacent. So tangent, the tangent function that we learned in the section before, tangent was the ratio of our degrees of opposite over adjacent. So for sine, we have sine of x degrees, and this is just one other trig function, it's just got a different ratio, is opposite over hypotenuse. And then our last one, which is cosine, cosine of whatever degrees, is equal to the adjacent side over the hypotenuse. So whichever pairs of sides that you have here, you can use any one of these trig functions to help you as long as you have the sides that it has. So opposite over adjacent, opposite over hypotenuse, and adjacent over hypotenuse. So let's take a look at an example. So here's an example that we may run into. If I wanted to solve or set up a ratio for this information here, I first of all want to locate my degree measure, which is right here. Okay, so if I were to use the opposite side, that would be this guy over here, and I don't have anything. So I'm not going to use any of the ratios that have an opposite side. So tangent's out, and so is sine. So it looks like this is going to be a cosine function. So I would write the cosine of 35 degrees is equal to, and then we have the adjacent side. So the adjacent side will be touching this angle, and that looks like it will be 18. And the hypotenuse is always the side opposite the right angle, so that would be 20. That's how I could set up that ratio. Let's look at another one. Okay, so in this picture, we want to once again locate our angle measure, which is right here. And if I shoot my arrow through the bow here, I will get an opposite side. So I have to have a ratio with the opposite side. So cosine is out. And the other side that I know for sure that I have is the hypotenuse, this guy right here. So I'm looking for opposite and hypotenuse. So I'm going to look down here and see which one I've got. It's not going to be opposite over adjacent, so it looks like I'm going to be using sine. So I would write the sine of 40 degrees equals opposite over hypotenuse, so that would be 8 over 12. And you solve these the same exact ways as we solve the tangents. Remember that when we are looking for our degree measure, if that happens to be x, that we use our inverse function. And that concludes this tutorial.